Presented by Gitcoin and Microsoft, please welcome to the stage from Gitcoin, Alex Voto.
How's it going, everyone? My name is Alex Voto from Gitcoin, and thank you all so much for joining us so early in the morning for our Gitcoin and Microsoft-sponsored Ethereal Virtual Hackathon award ceremony. So the Ethereal Virtual Hackathon was an idea we hatched up to bring together the folks that are working super hard on open source, who are creating all kinds of incredible use cases, integrations, and bring them all together for 2 weeks to see what they might build on a longer time horizon across kind of this worldwide group. And so, you know, Gitcoin is a place where a lot of folks go to actually do bounties and basically go and create things where they have incentive to actually contribute to open source code. There's ways to fund all sorts of like advertisements. And we just wanted to see what that group might look like if they were unleashed on a whole host of other sponsors who were all looking to create some very unique kinds of things. So we brought together folks like Microsoft, NewCypher, MythX, Consensus Labs. We've brought a lot of those folks here today, and I'd love to share the stage with some of the folks who helped make this possible so that they can share what came out of this hackathon, what they were excited about. So this is what the Ethereal Virtual Hackathon looked like. We had, it's actually built on our core platform, the Gitcoin platform, so folks could go down the list, they could see the bounty amount, which was listed in cryptocurrency, whether that was DAI or Ether or any ERC20, and they can see the sponsor org, whether they were hiring, jump in and basically begin the contest and post their code to GitHub as a pull request, and the winner would be announced and paid out through the platform. All in all, we had 500 plus global hackers come together for $6,300 total across 62 prize bounties. And we had 14 blockchain and enterprise software funders together for this 2-week event. So first up, I'd love to introduce Cale Teeter from Microsoft, our partner in putting on this hackathon, to share about what they were excited about for this. Please welcome Cale.
Hey guys. So we were talking to Gitcoin a couple months ago and said, hey, this would be a cool idea. And initially I was like, hey Microsoft, I want to do this thing with Gitcoin where we're going to basically build on top of our platform for open source technology. And I got this idea for like, 4 or 5 bounties that we could put out there. And they said, that's awesome, except for it should be 19. And I said, oh no, like how am I going to manage 19 projects, But we were able to make it through. We had a lot of help from our staff and others, from the Gitcoin team, and it was a huge success. We think it was awesome. Of the 19 bounties we put out, 18 of them were actually completed. The 19th one was actually started, so that was really good. And we basically broke them up into 2 categories. We said, let's do some bite-sized ones where we can take a few hours or a few days to complete, which were smaller, maybe 200-300 DAI. And then we had some really big ones that were like creative, which were upwards of 5,000 DAI. So all told, I think we had 20,000 DAI in all of our bounties. And like I said, it was a great success for us. It was really great. The Discord channels were very active. It was a very positive experience for Microsoft, so I think we'll definitely be doing these things in the future. And thanks to Gitcoin for helping us with this.
And thanks so much to Microsoft for the support and the kind of catalyst to make this happen. Next up, I'd love to introduce Bernard from MythX.
Hi guys. So MythX is a security analysis platform and API. The idea of MythX is to provide this powerful security analysis functionality for smart contracts. We support EVM bytecode and Solidity bytecode, and let others build front-end integrations and tools on top of it. So for our hackathon, we asked participants to build different integrations that help developers throughout the whole development lifecycle to build more secure smart contracts. And so the winners are our MythX super champion, who got the big prize of, I think, a total of 2,000 DAI, is Sebastian Müller, who built an Embark plugin. So Embark is a development framework similar to Truffle. If you use Embark, you can now simply install the plugin and run security analysis through MythX. We'll show you all the vulnerabilities in your contracts. We also have a pull request open with Remix IDE. And once that gets hopefully merged, you will get a new security tab in Remix and can use Remix to run security verification on smart contracts as well. Marin Petronic has submitted a GitHub app called GitMythX, and if you install these apps, you will run security analysis on every pull request that you do on your smart contract repo. We also have a Truffle plugin that makes MythX compatible with CircleCI and Travis by generating modular test files, so you can have security analysis in your continuous integration pipeline. And last but not least, Belma Gutlich has received a prize for creating a smart contract security monitor that you can use to monitor your smart contracts once they are deployed on the mainnet and running. So if any new vulnerabilities get discovered over time, you will be notified by an email and you can migrate your system, hopefully, to a more secure one. One more thing. So we are also working with Microsoft on integrating our platform into Visual Studio Code. There will be a VS Code and Azure workshop at 11:30 if you're interested in trying that out. And we'll also have a demonstration of a few of our other tools at 2 p.m. at the MythX booth, which is back there. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Bernard. Keeping us safe. Next up, I'd love to introduce Pegasus, the creators of Pantheon, Dropbear, and a whole host of other protocol level tools. Here's Kaya.
Thanks. Hello. Oh God. So our primary goal with the hackathon, which was a dream to us, was to continue fostering the contribution to our community, which we hope will be an ongoing tradition always. And essentially, one thing that we really wanted to focus on, and what we ended up asking the teams to do, was to implement a GraphQL interface to make a whole set of common queries run against Pantheon a heck of a lot easier to execute. And they did an amazing job. There were two teams in particular. Together, I think they wrote 15,000 lines of code. And it really came down to just one being a tiny bit more concise, and that was Zyfrank. His handle is on GitHub. Good job, Zyfrank. I think his name is Kevin Zhang. And then Irikolov, sorry if I said that wrong, was our other winner. They both did a terrific job of just bringing all of what we hope to achieve to fruition. And in the next release, we will have that code from Zyfrank implemented. Thank you so much. I wasn't nervous at all.
All right, there were a number of sponsors that joined us for the hackathon. We were super happy to have all those folks join. But the last group who will join us in person to present their prizes will be our very own Consensus Labs. Here's Katie and Zach.
Good morning, everybody. Consensus Labs was really excited to partner with Gitcoin on this effort to explore a new prototype that we're calling Labs Relays, where we work with people all over the world through these remote distributed hackathons to solve real problems without asking people to uproot their lives to do so. We're really excited with the results, and Zach's going to tell you a little bit about our teams.
Yeah, so we have two winners to announce. They're both in open finance. They're both incredible. I'm really excited to see people from all over the world join together and build these really interesting products. The first one, and I wrote this down because it's a mouthful, the first team is Double Dabble. They built a decentralized double opt-in protocol for credit scores. It's a really interesting product, really interesting way to rethink how financial reputation is applied. And also what I think is just as incredible is that these people just met. They were people from Africa, from Europe, from America, from Canada, that all came together and built this really fantastic product in just 15 days. So please check that out. Second one?
And our second team, our top prize winner, was a team called Enable. Very similarly, they joined together from all over the world, never had met before, ranging from the Philippines to Singapore to Africa to San Francisco, working together to solve a problem for someone that needs a solution right now. They're also the top prize winner across the entire hackathon. They won Best in Show. And one of the team members is actually here in person to share with you their project. So we'll let them tell you all about it because they're going to do such a better job than us. So hand it over to that team. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Labs. And I'd love to introduce Thomas from the Enable team. Congratulations, the Ethereal Best in Show prize winners. Please welcome Thomas.
All right. Hey everybody, I'm Thomas, and I'm here to talk about Enable, which is a decentralized lending platform that my team and I built as part of the Ethereal Hackathon. So first of all, I'd like to thank the Ethereal Hackathon and the organizers of Ethereal Summit for putting on these amazing events. What did I do here? I must have screwed something up. There you go. That makes sense. So we were a distributed team. And unfortunately, the rest of my teammates weren't able to make it today. So Daniel and Ines are currently in Indonesia. Anthony is in Lagos, Nigeria, and myself am from San Francisco. So the idea for Enable came about because of a problem Ines is facing right now. Ines is a HR executive at an Indonesian firm, an Indonesian citizen, and she recently got accepted to Cornell University for a master's program, which is an amazing opportunity, and she needs to raise $60,000 by June 15th. In order to make this happen. So, she has a great credit history, credit score in Indonesia, good job, but had a lot of trouble raising money. So one option she looked at was finding domestic loans in Indonesia, but these had a lot of problems. One is extremely high interest rates for unsecured loans. Two is that the access to capital is not really there to begin with. It's hard to get a loan above a few $1,000s. Another point is that there are really large origination fees on these loans, like that could eat up 3 to 5% of your loan. And in addition to that, the international money transfer process can eat up another 5% in getting the money from Indonesia to the States. So this didn't really work out. And another option she looked at was finding loans in the United States. But as a non-citizen with no credit history in the United States, Ines wasn't able to get good loans here either. The least worst option were these cross-border lenders, which still have pretty high interest rates, high fees, and she can only get about 40% of what she needs from them. So that didn't work out either. So basically we found that credit is pretty broken when you're dealing with crossing borders, and a lot of people just don't have access to good credit markets in their local area. So Enable is a global credit marketplace that uses a decentralized identity and credit scoring system to enable people around the world to get access to capital from anywhere. So a brief overview of how it works. Users can create requests for stablecoin-based loans with variable terms like interest rate, tenor, and grace periods. And then potential lenders can look at those, look at data about the borrower, and choose to participate or not. It has a kind of, there's a crowdfunding-esque model. We focused on USDC as the first stablecoin to work with. So the thing is, with just this loan part, you're essentially giving money to internet strangers, which if anyone remembers these fake Twitter accounts from back in the day, has some issues. So we need a source of decentralized trusted identity, which is a really tricky problem, but we were able to leverage some existing solutions in the space here. So Bloom is a protocol for this, among other things, and they allow users to create blockchain-based identities and tie in things like social media accounts, phone numbers, and emails, have them verified out there, and as well as have trusted providers attest to things such as the validity of their government documents on-chain. It's a live app, it's got mobile apps, and it has a rapidly growing user base. And we also allow users to integrate other Ethereum-based identity providers, such as 3box, to increase the strength of their identity profile. So decentralized credit score system also takes heavy influence from Bloom. Bloom allows for financial attestations, where past lenders can verify financial data that's happened on the blockchain. We also wanted people to be able to leverage relationships in their credit score, so we have a mechanism called social staking, where essentially if creditworthy individuals are willing to stake their own score on your loan performance in the future, that may increase lenders' confidence. So we just want to have a really robust set of data for potential lenders to work with when they evaluate candidates. So in the interest of time, I kind of already mentioned this stuff about the crowdfunded loans and everything's on chain. A big problem here is that so we want borrowers to be able to share data with lenders, but we also want this data to be decentralized and we also want it to be private. So the way we solve this problem is client encrypted data stored on IPFS via OrbitDB, and then the Merkle root of this data is stored on chain with the appropriate signatures. And basically what this system allows is for data privacy and like selective sharing of data with lenders, and then the lenders can verify the authenticity on chain. So how we're different from other solutions, when compared against traditional loan providers, Enable is global as opposed to other things which work in local markets, and a lot of local markets are just not served very well, and international lending brings its own hurdles. Existing projects for crypto lending are more focused on collateralized loans and anonymous loans. We were wanting to go for something unsecured and based in real-world identity. So before I conclude, I have a couple requests from my teammates. So Daniel is a founder of loan companies in emerging markets. He also has a technical background, and he's very interested in going all in on DeFi. So he's looking to get involved with open source projects or project in the space in an engineering role as he learns the decentralized technologies. Then Ness, as I've mentioned, is an HR executive. She knows firsthand the problems that exist in many markets with credit markets and financing, and she wants to make her dream to go to Cornell happen. So if anyone has any like information or potential offers in that area, I'm sure she would love to hear about that. So you guys can follow our project on GitHub, and basically with Enable, we believe that access to credit helps unlock human potential across the world, and we'd like to play a role in increasing that. So thanks everybody, and enjoy your Ethereal.
So also I'd like to thank Fortmatic, ADX, and all the other sponsors who helped make this possible, as well as the Gitcoin team. Thank you so much, Vivek, Kevin, Lisa and the engineering team, Scott Moore, and everyone, and Microsoft, our partner. I have some good news. The party doesn't end just because we don't have a hackathon planned immediately. That doesn't mean you can't go right now to gitcoin.co. If you are a hacker or a developer, you can find all sorts of bounties that you can work on. If you're a funder and you're looking to incentivize open source contributions, go check it out. Put up a bounty, put up a grant for a developer that you think does great work in the space, or go ahead and use our ethical ad platform called CodeFund. Thank you so much for all the participants, and have a great Ethereal. Thanks.